So it's being brought to my attention that apparently some of my stances on the subject yesterday I was not very clear about, and the reason behind that I was not very clear about, mostly because I was trying to spare people's feelings and I was trying really not to be so harsh. So I decided to make this video where I pull the gloves off. So if you're easily offended, buckle up, princess, because this is going to be a rocky one. Now, the reason I even made yesterday's video was to cover all the controversy going around the Diablo Immortal game and how people were reacting to it. And I've noticed I've noticed a couple things actually. One is, at the beginning of the video I said people were acting like crybabies, and a lot of the wrong people are taking offense to that. And I want to go ahead and clarify that a little bit. The people that I was referring to as crybabies are not the people that are just saying, well, this sucks, I don't really get into mobile games, I'm not going to play it. I'm not really into it. Those are not the people that I'm calling crybabies. So if you're one of those people that just see the Diablo Immortal and you're like, well, that's not really my thing, I really don't want to play that, you're not who I'm referring to at all. Like, you're not who I'm referring to when I'm saying people are acting like crybabies. Those people are fine. And in fact, if you actually watch the video to the end, I talk about games being subjective. That's why I went that route at the end of the video. So it did kind of get a little convoluted and hard to understand a little bit when it came to my stance on it and what exactly I was referring to. The people I'm referring to as the crybabies, and you know, I could have been a lot more harsh with the word crybabies, and you can feel attacked if you want, but if you're screaming that you are entitled, or that Blizzard owes you anything, or that you deserve this, or you're this guy that stood up at Blizzcon and asked if it was an April Fool's joke like a giant dick.
Hey, just was wondering, is this an out-of-season April Fool's joke?
You people are the ones I'm referring to, and if you take offense to that, I really don't care. Because, let's face facts here, most of you are grown adults, and you're acting like a kid that didn't get what you wanted on Christmas, but the kid next door got what he wanted, so you're jealous of him.
I try to get something, I fucking write it down specifically what I want, and you give me this!
And you're pissed at him, and you're mad at your parents because you're owed this. You're not owed anything. And the main reason that I made the video yesterday was because of another YouTuber, Boogie, who I actually get along with, and I agree with him on a lot of things he's said in the past, but when it comes to the Diablo stance, he's trying to justify the way some of these people are acting, and no, his justifiable reasoning behind why this should be okay is 100% wrong, and this is one of the rare times where Boogie has said something and I'm just in complete disagreement with. And the reason for that being is because the way he's saying it. He said, we are entitled because we pay for the games. If I buy a burger, I expect that burger to be edible. If I buy clothes, I expect to be able to wear them. And yeah, if that was the case, yeah, he would be right. If you bought something like a meal and you expect it to be edible, but this isn't a meal. This isn't food. This isn't clothes. One, you don't have to buy Diablo Immortal. You don't have to. For one, it's probably going to be free to play, and two, even if it's not, you do not have to pay for it. If you've bought Diablo 3, you've gotten enjoyment out of Diablo 3. If you bought Diablo 2 years ago, you've gotten enjoyment out of Diablo 2. You've bought something, you've enjoyed it, so you've gotten what you've paid for. Blizzard does not owe you anything outside of that. If you buy one of their titles and you really, really enjoy it, they are not then entitled to make something else for you to really, really, really enjoy. Now, they are making multiple Diablo projects, so the people that are screaming, well, they teased us, they said they were releasing a new Diablo game and they showed us this, they didn't announce everything they had on the table, and in fact, they didn't even have to show you that. They never promised anybody going to BlizzCon that they were going to give them Diablo news. So the people using that as an excuse, well, I bought a ticket to BlizzCon and that's what I got, then that's on you. Honestly, if you buy a ticket to a movie and you go to sit in a movie theater and you watch a movie and it sucks, the movie theater is not entitled to give you a refund or to apologize to you because the movie was bad. If you go to a football game and you're watching your favorite team play and they lose, the NFL is not entitled to apologize to you and give you a refund or make the team win next game to satisfy you. You're not entitled to stuff just because you go to an event. That's not how things work. And everyone's screaming, well, they had my trust and they ruined it. They've ruined their consumer trust. No, they didn't. Let's face facts here. If Diablo 4 was announced tomorrow, all these people whining would still go out and buy it. If a new expansion was released for Diablo 3, they would all go out and buy it. If a new remaster was being made, they would all go out and buy it. Now, what does that mean? That means that the Diablo has not lost any of its player base from announcing this mobile game. All the people wanting would still go out and get Diablo 4 or a remaster or an expansion for Diablo 3. They all would. So that means Diablo, as a franchise, has player retention. They're not going to lose players because they announce this game. But it does mean they're going to grow even more players. They're going to get more people into this IP that have not been previously exposed to it, because the mobile market is that much bigger. And I understand being upset because you went to a conference and you were hoping for something and it didn't happen. I get that. I do understand. I understand being a little upset about it. And if you're upset about it and you've just said, okay, well, I'm upset, I understand that. I get that. That's fine. You're not who I'm targeting when I say people are being crybabies. I mean, that's not who I'm referring to. I'm referring to the people that are literally making 20-minute long videos crying and whining about what they deserve, and how shameful for Blizzard to do this and go into the mobile market. People grow up, because think about it. Okay, we got Hearthstone, we got Heroes of the Storm, we got Overwatch. I think even World of Warcraft now has microtransactions. I'm pretty sure Diablo 3 has microtransactions now, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't played it in a while. But this isn't the first time Blizzard has implemented a game with microtransactions. Hearthstone and Overwatch have random microtransactions with the loot boxes and the packs of cards. So, I mean, really, are you really shocked? Is this really the first time they've dipped their toe into this kind of market to see what happens? It's not. Hearthstone is on mobile. I'm sure they get tons of money from the microtransactions in mobile, and this is a smart business move. I mean, let's face it, the mobile market in 2017 was worth $110 billion of revenue. I think console made $39 billion, and PC was less than that. I think it was only like $27 million, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, so the mobile market is way, 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 way more profitable than the PC and the console market. Now, if Blizzard does not make any more games for PC or console, and they just focus on mobile, and they just kind of start going the really, really greedy, shady route and not really doing anything to appease its customers, yeah, then you can be offended, then you can be upset. But right now, they're still making games for PC and console. Like I said in the last video, there was 12 years between a lot of their big sequels, so it's not really that shocking to see that we didn't get a big Diablo title this year. I mean, I honestly would not be shocked if there was never a Diablo 4, because they've already made 3 of the Diablo games. They've all done really well, so, I mean, it's not really something that they need to do. Now, I'm sure they are. At the very least, they're probably working on a remaster. They said they had multiple projects for Diablo in the works, so calm down. I'm sure something else is going to come out. This isn't the only Diablo project that's going to get released. But the way some people are acting is childish, and it's not really a good reflection on the gaming community as a whole, when everybody wants to throw fits and whine and cry like, you are owed something. So at the end of the day, you're not owed anything. Nobody owes you a damn thing. Now, if you had invested in this, if this was a game like that, like I said in the last video, if this was a Kickstarter game or a game that somebody took donations for, and you put a bunch of money into it, and they were saying, hey, it's going to be a big, big title, it's going to be a big PC release, and end up being a mobile game, then you can, throw your rants, scream in the streets, be upset, but you didn't put a dime into this title. If you think you buying, playing, enjoying, and putting money into Diablo 3 entitles you to whatever the next project they're working on is, that is wrong. When you put money into a game, you're entitled to that game. You're entitled to play that game, anything they do with that. Yeah, you're entitled for them to give you, updates, fix bugs for that game. That doesn't entitle you to whatever the next project they're going to work on is. My biggest example for this is, I do not like the Red Dead Redemption series. I know, shoot me now, I'm not a fan of Westerns. I've never been. Not Western movies, Western games. It's just not something I'm really into. And we'd heard a lot of rumors that Rockstar was going to be announcing Bully 2. But it never happened. They never announced Bully 2. Instead, they announced Red Dead Redemption 2. And I was a huge fan of Bully. Was I upset that we didn't get a Bully 2 right then? Yeah, a little. Am I mad at Rockstar because they made another profitable game even though I'm not into it? No, I'm not. It's got nothing to do with me. It's their company. They don't owe me Bully 2 because I loved Bully 1. So grow up. Don't be children. If you take this as offensive, I'm sorry, but you're acting like children. Grow up a little bit. But that's all the time I got for this one, guys, and I will see you next time.